گوہر شاہی مرحبا۔ مذاہب میں شدت پسندی اور جو اگریشن لوگوں میں آ گیا اور مختلف فرقوں میں بٹ گئے، اور جو مذہبی تعلیم کا مفہوم غلط لے لیا یا غلط سمجھ لیا، اس وجہ سے فتنہ اور فساد پیدا ہوتا ہے۔ کیا وجہ ہے کہ ایک طرف تو وہ لوگ ہیں جن کو زمانے میں صوفیہ کے طور پر پہچانا گیا، مختلف خطوں سے تعلق رکھنے والے، اور درویش، فقراء، صالحین، یہ گروہ ہے، اور یہ کسی بھی علاقے سے ان کا تعلق رہا ہو، انہوں نے ہمیشہ ایک ہی بات کی، اپنے دل کو صاف کرنے کی بات، رب سے پیار کرنے کی بات، انسانوں سے پیار کرنے کی بات کی، درگزر سے کام لیا۔ دوسری طرف ایسا گروہ بھی ہے کہ جس نے شدت پسندی کو فروغ دیا اور اپنے ہی دین میں بجائے غیر مسلم لوگوں کو مسلمان بنانے کے، مسلمانوں کو غیر مسلم قرار دینا شروع ہو گئے۔ پاکستان میں بھی سیاسی بیانات جب آتے ہیں سیاستدانوں کی طرف سے، تو وہ فرقہ واریت کو ختم کرنے کی بات تو کرتے ہیں، لیکن ان کو معلوم نہیں ہے کہ فرقہ واریت کی بنیاد کیا ہے۔ ایک عرصے تک یہ بھی ہوا کہ اگر کوئی وزیر اعظم یا صدر کسی بزرگ کے عرس پر گیا ہے، وہاں اس نے تقریر کی ہے، تو پیغام دیا ہے کہ صوفیہ کی تعلیم کو مشعل راہ بنایا جائے، بس پیغام دیا ہے۔ لیکن اب وہ زمانہ گزر گیا۔ اب پاکستان میں خاص طور پر اور انڈیا میں بھی دین پر جن لوگوں کا قبضہ ہے وہ وہابی مکتبہ فکر سے تعلق رکھتے ہیں، اور صوفیہ اکرام کی جو ہے اب کوئی بات نہیں کرتا۔ اگر ہم یہ وجہ جاننا چاہیں کہ فرقہ واریت کیسے وجود میں آئی، شیعہ سنی وہابی کیسے بنا، یا ہم یہ جاننے کی کوشش کریں کہ شیعہ میں اور وہابی میں کون زیادہ برا ہے، تو کیسے کریں گے؟ ایک تو ماننے کی حد تک بات ہوتی ہے کسی دین کو کہ جی یہ فلاں دین کا ماننے والا ہے، اور ایک اس شخص کے اس دین سے تعلق کی بات ہوتی ہے۔ دنیا ابھی تک یہ سمجھنے سے قاصر ہے کسی دین کو اپنانا کیوں ضروری ہے، اور اگر جس مقصد کے لیے دین اختیار کیا ہے وہ مقصد حاصل نہیں ہو رہا، تو پھر اس دین پر عمل پیرا ہونے کی کیا ضرورت ہے؟ لیکن آپ دیکھیں گے کہ overwhelming majority of people who believe in any religion, they believe in that religion not because they have a purpose in their mind, not because they have a reason to believe in that religion. That belief in that religion is passed on to them from their fathers and forefathers. This belief is inherited. You know, when you want to buy any home appliance, for example, a washing machine or a tumble dryer or clothes, you want to shop around, you want to go here and there, and, you visit quite a few places and see, people oftentimes go for a price match, which one is relatively cheaper than the other one. And then at the same time, people often talk about the brands. In the same way, I wish people would shop around when they needed to practice a religion. But the thing is, religion has become a matter so sensitive. It's not like, a Christian would want to, if a Christian feels, let me try Islam, yeah? And his Christian fellows would say, yeah, there's no harm. Go on, do it. And we're still friends. Well, maybe a Christian would relatively be a little softer than his fellow Muslim neighbor who cannot see anything right in trying any other religion than Islam. And in Pakistan, there is an apostasy law. If you quit Islam and adopt any other religion, you must be punished to death. That's ridiculous, isn't it? How would you know which religion is more suitable for you? And how will you determine what suits you the best? Your own understanding. What do you want in your life? What kind of a relationship are you looking for in your God? And what kind of a relationship are you looking for in your spiritual mentor or in your messenger or your prophet? What exactly do you want? And for the first time, when I went to see Sarkar and Sarkar talked about spirituality, I realized I was more into spirituality than in any religion. I never liked the idea of wasting my time in the mosque or a temple. I would never want to do things that doesn't really benefit me anyway. And when Sarkar talked about spirituality and Sarkar said, whoever wants to embark on this spiritual journey, they should come forward. I will initiate their hearts, and if they are accepted by God, then I vow to be with them as a guiding lantern, as a guiding light, until they reach their destination. And I was so happy. I was, you know, really, I was actually completely sold to what Sarkar was talking about. There is another realm, and this realm is the realm of angels. If you want to have access to that realm, there is a corresponding soul inside your body. When that corresponding soul is initiated and it is enlightened, that will become the means of communication with the other part of the world. This was so fascinating. It was so beautiful, so fascinating. I was more, into performance of religious, spiritual journeys rather than, you know, prostrating to invisible presence of God. Although God is known to be everywhere, but nobody has ever seen him anywhere. Then I realized, when I met Sarkar, I realized I was never into a religion. I would hate the idea of becoming a spiritual man without obtaining anything from the religious practice. And then, I used to sit down at home. I used to sit down and I used to imagine, oh, Sarkar said, you have a divine telephone in you. You have a divine telephone in you. If this divine telephone is activated, you will speak here and your voice will reach God. I was so inspired. And I used to think why people are so daft, why people are so dark by heart, why they not want to listen to this knowledge. And I was really happy. I thought, oh my gosh, look, Sarkar is giving us a telephone, and with the help of that telephone, you can speak with God. And I used to ask people, you go to a mosque, do you ever speak with God? No. What a pity. Look, I'm going to see Sarkar every day, and Sarkar is teaching us how to have a telephone, and that telephone is free. And with that telephone, you can establish communication with God. Wherever you say, God will hear your voice. That idea that your voice will reach the divine domain, amphibian of God, that thought was fascinating. I used to just close my eyes and I used to think, oh my gosh, my voice, the way my mother hears my voice, the way my friends hear my voice, the way my father hears my voice, even God will now hear my voice the same way. Oh my gosh. That was really, really fascinating. And then one day Sarkar said, when your heart is initiated, when your heart is enlightened, the angels are made of Noor. Noor emanates from your heart. Because angels' diet is Noor, on this account, angels start to hover around you. Yeah? For any Noor that may be spilling over your heart. And I was really, really, I used to live in this world, in this spiritual world. I would think, oh, I used to imagine, look, the angels are on my right, angels are on my left. There must be many angels here. And then one day, Sarkar said, when you become a friend of God and you are in trouble, God will instantly know that you are in trouble. I was really shocked. I said, how come? How come God would instantly come to know that I was in trouble? And Sarkar explained. Sarkar said, when you're in trouble, the voice of your heart, Allahu, Allahu, will not be the same when it reaches God. There will be a hint of sadness, and God will take notice of this sadness in your voice. And God will then command the angels, oh angels, go and help him out before he even raised his hands in prayer. Sarkar would make any Tom, Dick and Harry feel privileged. Sarkar would make any Tom, Dick and Harry feel privileged. यानी सरकार जो है किसी भी ऐरे गैरे नत्थु खैरे को एक ऐसा एहसास देते हैं जिससे वो ये समझने लगता है कि वो बड़ा खास हो गया है. सरकार would make any Tom, Dick and Harry feel privileged. Like you are in good hands. You have an upper hand. And every time somebody said wrong thing to me, you know what I used to imagine? I used to imagine, oh, look, now when the voice of my heart reaches God, there will be a hint of sorrow. And God would instantly come to know that somebody has broken my heart. And I used to tell them, okay, go on, do it. And God will know what you're doing. Yeah, this is how I started feeling when I met Sarkar. And then, not just the initiation of the heart, but there were some other souls in the human breast. And then the soul in the head. And at the same time, Sarkar was making me go through a lot of spiritual experiences, a lot of observations, and a lot of, spiritual experiments. It was wonderful. The way Sarkar attracted the youth was amazing. I don't think any spiritual leader or any prophet, any messenger would have attracted the youth the way Sarkar has. This spiritual knowledge is not like knowledge of a book. It's all practical. Some people say, okay, tell me what is Batni Quran. Eh? What is Batni Quran? Batni Quran is a manual. The knowledge which will fix your souls. It's not a story. Like you will memorize it by heart and somebody will invite you a Batni Quran conference and you will stand there in front of the mic and you will explain that story and people will stand up and will give you a standing ovation, a round of applause. No. Batni Quran is about practically awakening your souls, strengthening them with Noor, and then guiding them to their respective realms. You become a different person. But before I forget, let me tell you, the only difference between good and bad, the only difference between God and Iblis, the only difference between people of Imam Mahdi and people of Dajjal is the knowledge of batin. No matter how religious you are, how dedicated a worshipper you are, no matter how sound your belief system is and how accurate your belief system is, no matter how accurate your aqeedah is, bhale kitna hi durust kyun na ho aapka aqeedah, if your heart is void of God's love, you will definitely become a Dajjali one day. Because if you have knowledge number one, the knowledge of the exterior, without the knowledge of interior, the knowledge of the heart, you will definitely be corrupted in your mind, in your heart, and you will definitely go and spread fanaticism, extremism. You only become obsessed with peace, with things, when your heart is impure. When your heart is pure, your heart is full of divine compassion. Divine compassion is such a powerful attribute of God. If you have divine compassion in your heart, no matter how severe your enemy is, you become so soft in your heart. You become so kind in your heart. You cannot afford to be angry with people for too long. Your heart and the compassion inside your heart will make you forgive them. So it doesn't matter whether you're Wahhabi or Shia. Inside your heart, both are the same. Whether you claim to love Prophet Muhammad or love God or Ahle Bayt or Sahaba, this is just a word of mouth. There is nothing inside you. Either you become Ahle Hadith, Wahhabi or Shia, it doesn't really make any difference. The only thing that will protect your faith, वो वाहिद शय जो आपके ईमान की मुहाफिज हो सकती है, is spirituality. Without spirituality, it doesn't really matter whether you are Shia or Sunni or Wahhabi. One day you will become the Jali without spiritual knowledge.
Aura TV. Guidance brought to you